morning. Good morning, guys. This is Alliance Attractors. It's Friday morning. It's time that we talk a little bit of attraction. We got something special for you today. We're going to be passing along a message that Leo shared with us a little while ago. Okay, he wants us to make sure that everybody knows about this. He's going to be super loud and proud about it, and it's important for us to take it, and it's important for us to share it. All right, it is Leo's vision going forward, and I'm excited to be sharing that with you guys. So before we do that, let's warm it up. Let's talk a little bit about some wins and some blessings that we have. What have you guys been experiencing out there? Who's got a good one?
I'll jump in, I guess. Why not?
Jump in, Des.
I'm planning my 2026, and I'm looking at the events that I got my team participating in, or I'm trying to get them to push into. And stuff is really affordable, right? Like it doesn't need to be, the invites you can do to, I think back on this year we did the NYC Expo, right?
Mhm.
You were able to hustle us all a lot of tickets for that, able to, invite people. In fact, I think, didn't we pick up Maria from there? I think she's on the call right now.
Yeah,
That's great. I love Shante too. I love being able to be at kind of like local events like that, not just the ones that are abroad, because we get to connect. Triple Play, I think, is another good one to, just run into some of those people. I know we were out there together and we were able to connect with some of the people. I know you had some big things you were working on, but not as big. But it was good to see, people, local tri-state, people that we're affiliated with, that we've known for years coming out to, just even be in a social setting, because that one was, more
yeah.
social, but I'm looking forward to aggregating all of those your holiday party. Like if you got the tickets early, and you got a sponsor that you work with, you were able to get them at like very nominal price for what you get in return. So those are three really good events that you can do for the team on behalf, or invite people to, almost pay for them, that are pretty local. And so, I was blessed to attend Triple Play, because I definitely didn't plan on it. It was random. And then just, thinking back as I planned 2026, and those events are great because then people will, show up, be back in the city. They won't take extended vacations on the beach. So I think
That's
one of the
it.
blessings is the fact that we're in New York. We got access to these things, even the mastermind with our guy in Jersey, that he does once a year. Aggregating these events, inviting people, that works, and there's always value there. And so I'm blessed to
Guys,
be part of
if
those
you
things.
don't know Desmond, get to know Desmond. He's the guy that's going to plant the flag in Manhattan. He's got the office that just got approved to be a branch office in New York City. It's right by that Flatiron building. It's probably, yeah, you could see it on the screen right there. It's the movement team. Get to know it, right? It's a huge opportunity for you guys to grow and plant your flag in Manhattan and go out there and expand.
And cultural center coming. We'll make sure this is
Yes.
recorded.
Yes, cultural center coming. Awesome. Great, incredible blessing. Who else has something really good?
How are you?
Good. Jump in. Who was that? Come on, guys.
Let's
Listen,
go.
we're
Who's
throwing
got
a holiday
blessing?
party for that was Narda that wants to jump in. Jump in, Narda. Listen, we're
Hi.
throwing
No,
a holiday
what's the
party
me?
for for EXP in New York, right? Because we want to do an in real life event, and we do it every year, and we're by no means event planners. Uh, and it just always comes together. And so we put this thing out there and we're like, hey, we want everybody to get together. We're going to promote it. And we are at capacity. We've got 300 tickets sold to this thing. It is packed. We've got a waiting list of about 60, 70 people that want to come in. We can't let them in. We're talking to the space, trying to figure out how to make it happen. It's just super exciting. It's nice. The energy is great. This time of year is fantastic. And, we're excited for all of you. And we're looking forward to, just celebrating a great end of the year and pushing forward to the next year. Narda, jump in.
Um, I just want to share with you guys, it's going to be my first amazing event with a culture center here on the 17th. We're going to release the address today and send out the invitations. But so far, only connected with my followers in Instagram for realtors, and some of them are EXP already, but they will join talking about investment. So I have 13 people already signed in, and the
Nice.
invitations are not out yet. So I'm excited about that. My planning for 2026 is already out. I have some updates to do with Gil, and I'm so excited that have a big plans for 2026, including opening my own team. So I can't wait. I'm
Wow.
already working on it. I already had three contracts. I'm about to have another one to be closing on January. So I'm on
Beautiful.
2020.
That's a good one. All right. New team in 2026. Watch out. One more, guys.
Well, it's Chris from New York, Minnesota. My two house multifamilies are both under contract. Though the deals died before, they came back even stronger with my own buyers. I got two new houses coming up. I think they should be on Zenlist, one on East New York and another one in Kew Gardens. And my super from my previous building where I sold so many, he gave me his listing in Howard Beach. So
Beautiful.
2026 looks like a good year for me here too.
Good year. Awesome, Chris. Congrats.
Thanks.
Rebecca, jump in here. Let's kick this off. So guys, Rebecca and I are part of this the agent leadership group, and we jump into these meetings weekly with leadership, and it's the alpha and the beta group. I don't really know the qualifications. Rebecca, do you know them?
Hey there, sorry about that. I was looking for my slides there. But the qualifications, I believe for the beta, it's 200 plus agents and 15 FLQA in your front line. And for the alphas, it's 1,000 plus agents in your downline and 25 FLQAs. Of
Yeah.
course,
So
for
once
anyone who is an icon agent, all the FLQAs are opened up to the 30, so they meet that requirement, but it's getting to those numbers up, right?
so Rebecca, are you saying that icons can jump into that leadership?
Well, no, you have to meet at least the base amount of the agents attracted into your organization. So 200 plus agents to be a beta, and then 1,000 to be in alpha. So if you are icon agent, then of course that, because like if you only had like, let's say 10 FLQAs, then surely that would, put you past that requirement, but you still have to meet the base. Now,
Yeah.
an exciting thing that they're doing now, because we do have those agent leadership calls that are exclusively for the alphas and the betas, but we have the 200 Club, and I think many of our agents here. And if you want to drop in the chat, if you are part of that call, and if you've been on it, that's an amazing call. You're with Russ Lagan, and they are taking you to get to your 200. So you want to be, that's the whole point of calling it the 200 Club. You want to get to your 200 agents. And so you want to be on that call. I remember when I was moving up, I wanted to be part of those calls and getting plugged in. I think I started with the leader call, and then there was builder calls. And I was a part of those calls because I wanted to grow and I wanted to hear from my company what are the strategies that they're sharing so that I could have more growth. And that's literally what they're talking about. So what we do here, of course, if you're part of this call as well, this is all going to help you to get towards your attraction goals.
Yeah. The idea of this is it's just spaced repetition, right? So it's spaced repetition. It's a reminder that we have this incredible model behind us. We have this incredible community behind us. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants you guys to go out there and grow and build our community together. Okay. So whether you're getting your information here at the Alliance Attractors, you're getting it at the leadership
Company level.
group,
Hmm.
right? Or the 200 Club, get it from somewhere. Put it in your calendar and make sure you're here every week or however often they meet, and then try to push up to that next level. Okay? Try to push up to that, get into that room, get a seat at that table. And what's nice is that EXP pushes this group so like they really go there and they say, "Hey, we have an idea. What do you guys think of it? Give us your feedback," and they'll adjust everything based on what we give them. So we really have the ability to make the changes to move this huge company forward. And Leo gets in front of us at these meetings and he puts out there what he's looking to do for the entire company. And I think that what he presented a couple of weeks ago was such an incredible message. All right. And so we decided to kind of put something together so that we could share it with you guys. Right? You're going to be controlling, Rebecca. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, let me get that set up here. It says disabled. If I can get share screen capabilities.
Should be open. No?
No, it says host disabled.
Franny?
Do you have the ability for Vincent? I don't know if maybe your
Yeah, I
host.
guess I do as well. Okay, go for it.
Okay, now I can. Great. Let's see, where is it? Bear with me just a second.
So the whole idea, guys, is if we're looking to attract winners, we need to have a vision that's worth joining, right? We need to to have that clarity. And everything that EXP is going to be doing is going to be based on this message that Leo kind of put out there. And what we want to do is make sure what we're looking to do, our vision aligns with EXP's vision. We don't want to be going in the opposite direction, okay? Because they're going to be putting tons of money, tons of resources, a lot of support behind this, and we want to be kind of just going, focused, aligned, pulling in the same direction. It's very, very, very important. Okay.
All right, so this is part of a conversation that we had last week in our agent leadership call. And I thought it would be very beneficial to share this with you. This is the first time I'm using this program, so I'm trying to figure it out. So I apologize that it's having little technical difficulties here.
Just
Slide
hit
progression.
the right arrow, I guess. I'm guessing.
I don't see it. All right, hold on. We're
No,
gonna
just the right arrow, like next.
Yeah, but I don't see that option.
You use the keyboard.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See here.
Yeah, just hit the keyboard.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's go back. Okay. All right. So jumping in. So vision attracts first. So great leaders inspire the commitment before discussing compensation packages or tools or anything. Your vision that you have for your business is going to be the strongest thing. Even production is attractive. We've said that a lot, but the people without vision will perish, right? So we want to make sure that you have a solid vision for your future, for your business, and that will attract other people to you. And that creates clarity. So your vision creates clarity and direction, confidence for markets, and when we're feeling, uncertain and chaotic, and people follow leaders, right? So they don't follow brokerages and companies, although yes, of course, they're going to look at all of that, but they ultimately look at leaders. So how we're showing up as leaders is important. Let me see. Progress to the next slide. This is
So just hit the right keyboard arrow.
Yep,
So
yep, I'm doing that.
here's
Okay.
how Leo set this up. Okay, this was really interesting. He says there's a process that happens in American enterprise over time. He's like this happens in various industries. Okay, and it's been out there since like back in the late 1800s. You've got all of these railroad companies, and now they're like four. Okay, and sometimes these things start slow but then goes very fast. He says it happens with banks, it happens with airlines, health insurance, pharmacy, you name it. But there's no real set timeline. Nobody says if you open up, any industry over this many decades, all of a sudden it's going to change. You don't know. It might stay the same for a long time, then all of a sudden make that shift. Okay. But what he said was this Compass Anywhere acquisition. He thinks that it will trigger. He's absolutely convinced that that merger is going to trigger this movement in the real estate industry. And what we're going to see is we're going to see companies merging. We're going to see all of these mom and pops not surviving, franchises merging. And once it starts, it's not going to stop. Okay. And he told a story where he's talking to he's talking to one of the coaches that coaches, national coach and coaching a lot of people out there. He didn't tell us the name. And he said that coach got a call from an independent broker, was like, I see the writing on the wall. Where should I go? Should I go to Compass or should I go to EXP? And that coach said, you know what? I've never heard anybody kind of do that before. It used to be like, hey, oh, should I go to Compass, Sotheby's, Berkshire Hathaway, or should I go to, EXP, Real, LPT, Epic, virtual versus. But what's happening is they're choosing sides and they're choosing the biggest and the best of either of those groups. And Leo says when the dust settles, what we're going to see is probably like three people standing, three groups standing, right? Compass, EXP, and another person. We don't know, some wild card or something like that. But he said we will definitely be in the top three, and he wants to be number one. Right? Rebecca, anything I missed from that?
No, that was beautifully said. That's exactly how he said it. And so at the end of the day, there's going to be a trigger of companies absorbing and merging with one another. And so there is opportunity that has come up. And another thing that he shared, he's part of the Miami board, is that, well, he's part of all the boards, if you want to look at it that way, but he lives in Miami. So he was noticing this matrix that they were sharing. And I don't know that I could
This
enlarge
is
it.
the
There we go.
proof that it's happening, guys. This is the reason why he shared this. He's like, it's coming down the pipeline. This Miami Board of Realtors, Miami, it's the third largest in the US. And he said he just heard about this on like October 14th or something like that. Then he talked to somebody else in St. Louis, which is another huge MLS, and their MLS is doing the exact same thing. So Rebecca, you want to explain like what change they just put into place?
Yes. So as we look here, and I don't know if you can see my cursor, but active internet and require in the MLS entry, and they have it marked yes. But when it comes over here to IDX, it says no. So we have an option now to toggle off and not allow IDX, not allow syndication to third parties, not allow to virtual office. And so all this options here means that there's going to be a great segment of companies that are opting out of Zillow, for example. So in seeing that now, he was not a huge proponent of this, but it's where we're headed. And sometimes you can't control things, right? So when we can't control things, we start looking at, well, where's the opportunity here for us? And so
Yeah.
he's saying he's seeing this pattern here in Miami, which is a large MLS, and then seeing the pattern in Missouri, which is another large MLS. He's saying this is probably going to start trickling off to the other MLSs, and we're soon going to start seeing this. So what is the future? So as a visionary, he's looking out to the future, saying if MLSs are opting out or allowing the opt out for agents and brokers to not list their properties in Zillow,
I
then what's
want
the
I
next
want you,
power move? Mhm.
yeah, like think about this. You're gonna sign with a homeowner. You want to give them exposure so that they get the highest price. And you're going to them now, you get to decide as their agent, you're putting it on the MLS, but you get to check off a box that says, I don't want it to go to any IDX, right? I don't want it to share to any other of the portals, right? To other agents, other company websites. I don't want my listing to show up on other companies' websites. I also don't want it to show up on Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all of those other sites. And I only want it to show up on the MLS. So you as agents, as part of the MLS, you could see it, but everybody else won't be able to see it out there, right? And it's going to really affect the competition, and the people that are going to win from this are the people that have the listings.
Exactly. So getting that listing control, I think, is going to be number one. It's going to be a power move for sure.
Yeah.
Control is shifting decisively back to listing brokers who understand how to leverage this new landscape. Let me move over to the next one. So, scaling matters, sustainability matters, profit matters, cash matters. All these were things that Leo was talking about. We have to be focused in on these things in order to continue growing. So
Well,
who controls? Go for it.
yeah, I think the idea is that we are in that position. Okay. We are by far the largest real estate brokerage in the nation. Okay. Like we've got 67,000 agents in the US, guys. 67,000. Compass right now has 37,000. Now, when they merge with Anywhere, which is huge, Anywhere has like 7 franchises, 50,000 agents. When they merge, they might have us by agent count, depending on how much breakage happens, how many people don't comply with that merger because it's not for them, right? When that happens, they might have a little bit more than us, but not much more. Okay? We are still huge. So that last slide, it talked about all of the opportunities and all of the reasons why this stuff works for us, why we're at the advantage. Okay? Our ability, the scale of EXP, we're already there. We're already in all the markets in the US. We're expanding globally. We're proven to be sustainable. We're able to weather all of the market cycles. We're profitable, proven to be profitable. And we've got enough cash to go out there and pick up the companies that makes sense for our business and our vision. Okay, so we're positioned very well going forward, and he wants you guys to know that. So then it's the idea. You know, we have the listings because what happens is same thing with Zillow, right? They used to sell leads to you guys. And then what they realized was nobody's calling these leads. They're making money. But it was like 58% of the leads that went through Zillow never received a call from an agent, ever. Even though somebody paid for that lead. Then they realized that you know, when nobody calls the lead, it doesn't look good for the company, right? So then they moved it over to we'll call the leads, we'll hire the ISAs, and we'll do a connection with you guys. Then they changed over to Flex, and now they have complete control. But with this, we came to the conclusion that if we have the listings, we control the market. So where do we stand now, Rebecca? Like all the deals that EXP is closing, what does the division look like from listings to buyers?
Okay. For some reason my clicker's not working again. There we go. All right. So, you know, we are right now 60% heavy on the buy side and 40% listing side. So, you know, from our CEO, he was saying, we need to start taking more listings. We need to attract listing agents. So prioritizing that inventory acquisition through every channel and relationship that you build. He wants our language, everything to be intentional so that we're focused and we can flip those numbers and be 60% on the listing side and 40% on the buy side. So that's his focus for us this coming year is that we need to be listing heavy. And,
and watch out, Leo, when Leo's focused, he's on. He said when he came in, it was a big, you know, recruiting focus, right? It was like we were known as the recruiting company. Guys, right now we're known as a production company. We're where the pros go to grow, right? We are where the team leads want to be. We are where the top solo agents want to be. And we're out there and we're closing 350,000 transactions a year. By far more than our second highest competitor. And we're going to start pushing our weight around because we haven't been before. He said we've been kind of, you know, the sleeping giant. We have all of these deals, all of the listings, and we're not flexing on people as much as we should. So it's time to go out there and flex. 60-40 is not, it's pretty much what's going on in the industry. So we're mirroring the industry because we're so large. But if we go out there as a company and we focus on two things, ourselves taking more listings, right? You know, being better at that. And he's like, I'm going to pour everything into that. I'm going to be putting my resources, my tools, my money behind getting you guys more listings. What does that mean? Better education, maybe a focus, a specific, just like they have the AI accelerator course, they might have something specifically for listings, right? Remember, Leo, #1 agent in the world for Keller Williams. He knows how to get listings out there. And the second thing is to go out there and attract the agents that are doing the listings. You've got 20% of the agents that control 80% of the inventory, or is it 10% controlling 90% of the inventory? Go out there and find those people, right? Lucy, you have something to say?
No, guys, I was trying to react and I kept raising my hand. Sorry. But I agree. I agree. Forever in the real estate industry, there's been two slogans. Number one, you got to, recruiting solves all problems, right? That's been like around forever, I think, since real
Mhm.
estate became real estate. And number two, you got to list to last. And I think that for 2026, like you guys were saying earlier, if we want to be those leaders of impact, those leaders that are setting that new standard, getting into that world of listing to last and sending out that message. I know that's already part of my 2026, even before knowing this. So I'm happy to hear it as a confirmation because I think you said it, Vince, right? Figure out what your vision is and then put it out there. And the people that have to join you will join you. So
Yeah,
I had already put out the intention, the two things that I am going to, unleash that have to do with my vision. And one of them was, a just finding, there's a lot of realtors out there that would make great listing agents if someone would dedicate the time to develop them. And everybody gets into the industry as a buyer's agent just because you don't know any better, just because it's the path of least resistance. But I know from personal experience that if leaders would invest time in developing the listing skills and the mindset and the capability, there's a lot of good agents out there that would convert into being a great listing agent. So I figure, yes, let's go find those listing agents and even the companies that are dominating, like you guys were saying, in the listing arena. But in my mind, there's more people that are ready, willing, and able to be developed into a great
that's it.
listing agent that once you unleash them, they're going to be your raving fans. So just wanted to share that because I think that's an untapped opportunity in our industry.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's all get behind it. So, a couple things that we're gonna do to go out there and find that right, find the right group. And it's all the same thing that we've been talking about, right? We're connect, cultivate, and close. So we teach it. So it's none of this part of it is new. It's just, hey, let's go out there and find out who we're gonna be talking to, who we're gonna be focused on. And that doesn't mean we're not going to be talking to everybody else because once you go out there and you get the inventory, everybody wants to be with you anyway, right? Anything important to share from here, Rebecca?
I think I wanted to reflect back on what Lucy was saying, and she was so right. I think most agents start as buyers agents, but without buyers, the listings wouldn't sell. So they work cohesively together. And agents, once they have worked with buyers, they understand what they're looking for in a listing. So I think there's a purpose in how everything starts. And it's the natural order. So the next level is teaching them to be a good listing agent and all those things to be able to serve that seller, but also keeping in mind, knowing what buyers are looking for, that makes them a really great, valuable listing agent. So it all cohesively works together. But when we're talking about attracting the right people, we want to focus on building a rapport. We don't want to just blurt out everything about that we love about EXP because it could come off too much. And so if when you're talking to agents, you've identified somebody that you feel would be right, that you would want to work with, focus on just building that rapport, getting to know about them, about their business, and being a resource, listening in for those cues when things are not going well or they're frustrated or stuck, and seeing how you can fill that gap or how EXP fills that gap. Hey, we have these resources. You're welcome to tap into them. So Leo has created the EXP toolkits, and they are open source. Anyone can access those. And he has said it so many times. We've created these forms, like right now for the referral disclosure thing that's happening right now. He's already jumped ahead of it. It's not even a requirement yet to be transparent about the referrals, but he's created a disclosure and anybody could use the form. Any other office who wants to adopt that form, they're welcome to go in and take it and use it. And so this is how our company is providing value to other agents, other companies, and as other companies are hurting or needing additional resources, hey, we're here, we're an open book. And so in being that resource, what we're hoping is that when the pain is too much and they find themselves wanting to either change companies, or if they have a company, a small brokerage that they want to merge into EXP, that we would, merge into another company, that we would be that first company that they decide on because we've already given them so much value, right? Share tools freely. And then, of course, don't pressure them. Like if we are constantly at them asking them, hey, so how are you doing? So are you making a change now? Or when are you coming over to EXP? These things can be off-putting, right? So don't pressure anyone. Just kind of meet them where they're at. Just being that resource when the time is right, the opportunity will open up. Lead with value and not with pressure.
So what's next?
Okay. So this one I get excited about. Did you have something you wanted to share?
No, like that live is super exciting. So hopefully everybody knows about it already, but go ahead, Rebecca.
Yeah, so live.com is a new global platform that our company opened up, and it's literally where they are showcasing not just our properties nationwide, but globally. So all of our global partners have put in their listings in there, and it's still new, it's in beta, it's getting started, so they're filling it up. But we as a brokerage that has almost 90,000 agents, and we're in 28 different countries. Right now, we just opened up in the Netherlands and in Romania. And so we have such a large opportunity to flex our listings to the world. And I believe there is no other company that has this type of collaboration within their own, because there's other companies that have global reach, but none of them have a site quite like this one. So we're super
Guys,
excited about this opportunity. You should check it out. Live, it's pronounced live.com,
yeah,
LYVVE.com, and featuring our properties in all 50 states and 28 countries.
237,000 listings on there right now,
Wow.
right? That's how many listings our company has right now, 237,000. Okay, you go out there on listing presentations and they want global exposure, show them this, right? Where is there one central source for all company listings? No other brand has it. Everybody's split up, okay? And nobody has the reach that we have. That's the difference. We've got the reach
And that's a competitive edge when you are in your listing presentation, that you can say, we market your property globally. So people in Dubai, people in Africa, people in Australia, people in South America, they all get to see your property. That's power.
Yep. So
Can I add something?
Yes.
no,
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm at church. You know, when you go to church and God is speaking to you. Listen, I just did a deep dive research on the power of the international. Everybody should go. I'll share this. Everybody should go to NAR. Look up the international report for the last 12 months. NAR puts it out. How the United States is positioned internationally. It's going to blow your mind because in the last 12 months, 78,100 properties in the USA were sold to foreign buyers. And then it breaks it down and it tells you, like, how does New York compare? Who's buying in New York? Florida is the #1 state for international investors. And not only that, but as I was putting my 2026 thoughts together, which I just shared about listing to last, I'm going to start international nights and networking because, oh my goodness, we don't understand the power of international. And just yesterday, I had a call with Pedro Reyes from the Dominican Republic and two of my, prospects that I'm saying, if I think we all need to understand if we're only focused on local, we're just focused on our daily bread. I mean, local is our daily bread, but international is the future, right? And so I wanted to share that because with what you just shared, it's like, oh my goodness, this is powerful. So we just got to pick our lanes for 2026 and really come in with that next level disruption. So thank you for sharing that on international because yes, if you learn international, you will, I tell you from experience, you will walk in and you will blow out your competition because
Mm-hmm.
Century 21
Right.
doesn't teach international. There's no company out there, Century 21, Compass, Remac, nobody teaches the power of international. And not only can we teach the power of international, I mean, we could be part of it, you know? And so I just wanted to share that just to highlight what you guys are talking about. So thank you for
Thank
Awesome.
sharing.
you. We
Yeah,
are
let
borderless. I see that Narda has her hand up. I wanted to say something real quick.
yeah.
We are borderless, and I think the competitive edge that we have is that we are one company worldwide, while the others are franchises. So the collaboration, the cohesiveness is not there. The power is not there the way we have it. And I see that Narda has her hand up, but Vincent, I have an exercise that I want to share. Is it okay if we go to the
Please.
top of the hour?
Yeah,
Well,
let's go.
okay,
Bill's
let's
not
hear
here,
from
so let's
Narda.
do it.
Thank you. I just wanna ask you something. I see the presentation. Thanks God we are super ready for international. The the event that I'm doing is opening for international countries as well. I already connect with all of them. I have a question. When he shared this vision about unify everything and law life website. I don't know if we do have any cost to put it in there. That's number one. And number two, if he share anything regarding that consumer, because I know we get excited because we know how that works in internally, right? But our consumers, our buyers and sellers, they go by what they've been educated the last 10 years, I guess, 20 years.
Mhm.
I'm not that long in the company, so I don't know on real estate, so I don't know how long. We need to understand the transition that is going to take it and what we can do it to help to accelerate this transition to make the consumer understand what is coming, because worst thing is, oh, okay, I'm not putting there and controlling, but nobody sees.
Okay.
And how to apply in social media with something it should be connected. I'm trying to vision. Sorry, my question. I don't know if you
All right.
understood.
So
Oh,
I'm
no,
going
that's
to try to
great.
answer that. I You don't have to do anything to get your listings on there. That's all done on the back end. That's all done through the technology of EXP. So we've got that all taken care of. I think a good way to educate the consumer about all the importance of international and why we're doing all these things is what Luce brought up. The fact that we have that report from NAR. Bring that, print that, show it to them. Now you're not selling it. You're just showing them the data.
No, no,
Okay?
I mean how the consumer look for properties outside because I do have my consumer looking for my MLS, but sometimes they
Mhm.
go to Zillow, to realtors.com. They don't listen because that is, of course, all the companies put it in local
Yeah.
listings, no for
Hey.
everybody. I'm
So
sorry.
Narda,
That was
what I believe will happen, because first of all, number one, this is new. And with the shift of people not allowing their properties to be listed in Zillow, that's going to shift consumers saying, wait, there's another portal that has all the listings, or they already become aware that Zillow no longer has all the listings. And so I imagine that our company will also put some marketing dollars behind it to promote it more. So we'll see. We'll soon see exactly how that ends up. But I believe that there's another shift that's going to happen because naturally, by knowing that Zillow no longer has all the listings, they're like, oh shoot, where else should we be looking? And so that's an opportunity for us to really shine with that site. So they're just going to have to put some marketing dollars behind it to give it that exposure that it needs. But yeah, that was a great question.
Rebecca, let's do that exercise.
Yes, okay. And before I go on to that, I don't know if you all have heard about the hub. This is slightly off the topic, but I don't want you to miss out because Glenn had created a hub to replace Slack. And if you haven't already created your profile, you can go straight to hub.exprealty.com and create your your profile on the hub. He's done a lot. It's changed already since he launched it back at EXPCon. And so you should definitely check it out. And then also we did talk about our EXP toolkit. So if you go to exptoolkit.com, you'll get to see all the toolkits that exist there. That's a resource that we want to make sure that everybody can take advantage of and be able to share with other agents as value. Okay. So in sharing all of that with you, which I think is exciting, I hear and I get electrified and I'm thinking about what am I going to do for 2026? And so I want you to just kind of do this exercise with me. If you'll grab a sheet of paper or you can grab, the notes from your phone. And we're going to go through this little exercise together. And I also want you to let me see, open the chat so I can see the chat box. So let's engage here a little bit with this, right? So who do I want to grow with me at EXP? So this first section, we're going to just title it Goal. As we look towards our 2026 goals, our 2026 year, this is about retention and attraction inside of EXP Realty. By the end of 2026, how many agents would you like to attract to your organization? And I want you to just jot a number down. And it doesn't matter what the number is. If you're looking to attract maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10, or are you going for a more aggressive number? Are you going for 100 or more? If you can share in the chat, I'd love to see where everyone's at. And I don't know, like if I should probably ask this question first, but that's fine. We're wanting to know how many you already have currently in your organization to see the progression of this. But okay, so if you've got your number, why is growing that organization important to you? And that one you don't have to share in the chat. If you could just write that down. Why is growing this organization at EXP Realty important to me? And what kind of agents do I want to grow with me? Experience level, mindset, production, listing versus buyers. To me personally, I don't segment people like that. I don't say I'm only going to attract this agent, although we did get marching orders to attract listing agents. That doesn't mean that we're not going to attract any others. It just means that our focus and what we speak should be attracting that listing agent, but we're certainly going to take all agents I love that, coachable, and top agents love that. And to me, a top agent is not necessarily only an agent who is doing good in production, which that is great, but do they have the right mindset? Are they coachable? I mean, not just coachable, are they driven? Because driven people can go from zero to 43 units in 1 year. And I have an example of that. I don't know if she's on the call with us today. Gisbelle was that person. She came in, she has sold 0 her first year in real estate. She comes into EXP and that year she sells 43 units. So never underestimate somebody who has not sold yet. Are they driven? Do they have the right heart? I love that. Humble and help each other. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So now, where are we right now with that goal? So there is the where are we right now? How many agents do you currently have? Clarity creates better leadership. So how many agents are currently in your organization? Write that number down. And your organization today. So does it feel like you are growing? Does it feel that you are stable? Or does it feel like you're stagnant? And just kind of check off which one is your category there. What do agents value most about being in your organization? So now how are you showing up to them? And you know, in EXP tells us that as the sponsor, our only responsibility was to attract them into the company. But I think in being a good sponsor, it's keeping up with them, you know, checking in on them. How are you doing? You know, is there something that you need? Can we connect them to a resource that maybe they don't know about yet within our company? And make sure that they're showing up to training meetings, whether it's, you know, GAP, whether it's this one, Alliance Attractors, depending on their goals. Are they aware of all of the trainings that EXP offers? Make sure that they're connected, right? And where do agents sometimes struggle or feel disconnected or feel stuck? Just checking in on them, making sure that they are, at least that you're doing your best. You can't always save them because sometimes once an agent has decided, you know, that they're checked out, they don't want to come to trainings and they're not progressing, they are, you know, that's okay. That's on them. But are we doing what we can to help make them feel connected, to connect them to the trainings, make sure that they are familiar with the resources that we have. All right. And now let's talk about in growing your organization, what are some different ways that you can reach out to agents? And this I'd love to see in the chat if you can share different ways that you could attract agents. So whether it's through social media, but let's be specific. Are you messaging people directly? Do you have an email campaign, maybe an email list that you've created? Are you tapping into like resources where, like, let's say, for example, NARP's top 250 list, and you're hitting up the agents on that list, just getting to know them. And of course, we're not trying to direct recruit anybody, but are we just trying to get to know them? What are the ways that you know? Let's list all the different ways that you know to reach out to agents and engage. What networking opportunities are in your area? Are you even like, or like inviting an agent to coffee? I don't see that as much anymore. Back in the old days, it's like, hey, let's go out to coffee. And are you inviting them out to coffee or even a virtual coffee? If they're not nearby, it's like, hey, let's meet up on Zoom. Bring your coffee. I love it. Find something in common. Yes. Training social media through your deals. Yeah, absolutely. The agent on the other side of the deal. Create a community. Yes. And Facebook groups, you know, like some people have been really good at creating Facebook groups. Love that. Great ideas. So now let's, of the ideas that we've shared or others that you've thought of, identify 2 to 3 that you know you can zero in on and do. Highlight those 2 to 3 ways that you say, this is something I can do every day, every week. So we want to have a strategy. We want to create a blueprint so that every day we are intentional in growing that organization. And then how could focusing on more listings strengthen my value as a leader? So I think one of the things that come to mind is like, if you're learning something new, if you share what you're learning, that attracts other people because like, oh shoot, I was thinking of that too. Oh, I love that idea, right? So how are we attracting people? So next, what are you going to commit to? Small intentional actions create momentum. So write this down. My agent attraction commitment at EXP, and you're going to choose one. And here's the choices. And I'll go slow to make sure that you're getting that down. Choice number 1 is attract 1 new agent to my organization in the next 90 days. I think we could do better than that. Hold on. I don't know why it says 90 days there. I would say 1 new agent in the next 30 days. You can do that. Yeah, in the next 30 days, at least 1 new agent. The next one is, okay, that was the first option. So the next one is 3 to 5 new agents by by the middle of the year. This is really giving a lot of time, which I think we could
3
do
to 5
more
in 30
We could
better
do
than
days.
better. We
that.
could do better.
3 to 5 new agents. By what time do you guys think you
30
can do that?
days.
3 to 5, huh?
Next 90 days. Next 90 days.
Next 90 days. I like that better. Yes. Next 90 days, 3 to 5 new agents. And then the last one is to have one intentional agent attraction conversation per week. That's not hard. Put it on your calendar. Have one intentional agent attraction conversation per week. And I'm a fan of, not so much one-on-one, but one-to-many. We started doing like an attraction call where we invite multiple people, we can meet this goal much faster, right? So then check off which one you want to commit to. I think we can commit to all of that, to all three. The fourth option,
Yep.
I didn't say, all the above. All the
Yeah, they're
above.
all in line. They're all simple to do,
Yep.
right? But this was a really good exercise.
And yeah, and I think that if we're intentional with these steps, thinking about who am I most aligned to attract in EXP, and I think this is thinking about your ideal avatar. Who are the people I want to be in business with? Think about the qualities that that person has, and you'll often realize that the qualities that you're looking for in someone else are the qualities that you typically have. They're people who are going to jive with you, right? You're attracting our tribe, people who are like-minded. So be unafraid to be yourself, to be authentic. Don't try to be everything to everyone, because the truth is we don't necessarily want to attract just anyone. We want to attract people who are just like-minded. And so I don't know who enjoyed that.
I loved
I did.
it.
I
I
thought it was
actually did it.
fantastic. I want to wrap this up because we are past the hour. Guys, attraction without vision is like fishing without bait. Okay? We have an incredible vision. We're positioned very well to go out there and hit everything that Leo wants us to hit. And imagine what our world would be like if this brokerage was out there controlling the listing inventory. Okay, imagine what attraction will be like. So here's what we do. We go out there and we tell it. All right, this is what we're doing. Here's why it matters, and here's how you fit into it. Spread that word. Okay, and all of this stuff will come together. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here today. Go out there, put this stuff into action. It's Freedom Friday, all right? Rebecca, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great
All
week,
right, take care,
everyone.
everyone.